The man in the cryo chamber was jolted awake by a piercing alarm before he could even react. His body was rapidly covered by a spacesuit composed of nanotechnology. Then, after a violent shaking, the cryo chamber was instantly ejected into space. Through the viewport, Jack finally understood the situation. The spaceship had been struck by a meteor, causing severe damage. Jack saw other cryo chambers like his, each flying toward the nearest planet along different trajectories. But due to the extreme external heat, most chambers exploded in succession during high-speed flight, turning into blazing balls of fire. Fortunately, Jack's cryo chamber remained stable, successfully penetrating the atmosphere and reaching a nearby planet. However, due to the excessive temperature, the chamber was damaged, and the AI could no longer control it during landing. Within seconds, the cryo chamber began to roll uncontrollably. With only a few hundred meters from the ground, Jack had no choice but to open his mouth in preparation for a hard landing. Fortunately, Jack narrowly escaped disaster. He hurriedly looked out through the window, seeing sand and rocks flying everywhere. With dark clouds overhead, the entire planet exuded an atmosphere of deathly silence. Seeing this, Jack quickly called for help via the radio, but there was no response after a long time. At that moment, the cryo chamber rolled again, and the system warned that the hull was damaged and could explode at any moment. Helpless, Jack had no choice but to try to leave. But when he pulled the switch, he found that the hatch was damaged and could not be opened. In desperation, Jack noticed a visible crack on the glass. He quickly grabbed a fire extinguisher nearby and smashed the glass with all his strength. After his relentless effort, the glass finally shattered. But as he prepared to climb out, the chamber rolled once more, and his spacesuit was accidentally torn during egress. Now, oxygen was leaking from the abdominal area, and soon the oxygen level dropped to only 42%. Jack quickly found a sealant, spraying it onto the damaged area to repair it. Even after repairing it, he had already lost half of his oxygen before he could recover. The cryo chamber's engine began to emit smoke. Terrified, Jack crawled out through the gap. But before he could think about how to call for help, he saw the spaceship he had been in, also engulfed in flames, passing through the clouds, and ultimately crashing at the edge of his visible range. A powerful shockwave swept over him, flipping him over. Although Jack was far enough to remain uninjured, he was now left with no hope of rescue and had to save himself. As Jack wondered what to do next, he suddenly noticed a distant place flashing with light. With nowhere else to go, Jack decided to move toward the light, hoping to find some chance of survival there.